YouTube? I'm back again today for another game review. Today we're excited to check out Pocket Ops from the Grand Gamers Guild. This is for ages 8+. 2 players, take about 20 minutes to play. And in Pocket Ops, this is a very simple tic-tac-toe variant where you are going to try to place your pieces onto the board to win your typical game of tic-tac-toe. But that's where the similarities end, because other people will be able to predict where you're going to go and block you from going there. But there's another added layer, as there will be special abilities that will allow you to do some sort of crazy ability like assassinating people or grappling people or hacking or doing something like that. It's a very light, simple, 2-player game, but is it good? Let's open it up, and I'll tell you what I think. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Pocket Ops. So first and foremost, we have a handy-dandy rule booklet, 8 pages, double-sided, full color, full of pictures, illustrations, examples, very well done. And these, I mean, that's just components, and this is just going over the different specialists. So it is a really brisk read, incredibly well done, big thumbs up on it. Still don't have any questions about the game, which is always a good thing. So in Pocket Ops, what you're going to try and do is you're going to try to win 2 games of tic-tac-toe. The first time you win a game of tic-tac-toe, you get one of these diamonds. The second time, you put the diamond into this cool little machine and you power it up and the world ends, or the world doesn't end. I don't know. Not sure what the theme's about, but you're trying to win games of tic-tac-toe. Not going to be that easy, though, because your opponent will be playing cards trying to block you from going to different locations. And also, there will be specialists. You'll have one specialist each round who will push people or assassinate people or, grapple people or do all sorts of different stuff like that. What am I talking about? Let's go over components. Let's get into the gameplay. So first, we got ourselves the tic-tac-toe board in the center right here, which will have the letters A through I out there. Next, you're going to have each have cards that will have the letters A throughout on there, and these will be your blocking cards, your prediction cards. You're going to try and predict where people are going to go each turn by playing out one of your cards. Next, there will be this little thumbstick right here, which will show who is the first player, who will be playing out the first token. This is extra important in this game because if you get to a draw, aka a cat, where no one can win or no one will win, that means the person who has this loses that round, and the other person gets the diamond or potentially wins the game. So that is very important who has this. But the star of the show, though, are going to be your tokens. So you're going to have these normal spies right here. They're just dudes you put out, and they mark your spots, aka X's or O's. But more importantly, you're going to have these specialists out here. You're going to have 8 different specialists in the game, and each specialist is going to have their own special ability they will do. But you can't use all of them each game. In fact, you're only going to have one. So what you're going to do at the beginning of each round is you're going to flip all these over, all your special stuff, and then you're going to pick 2 of them, and then you're going to decide which one you would like to use. So I'll go over a few of these right now because some of them are really interesting. This one right here is a sniper, which means if you place it down here, you can assassinate anyone who's here, 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 or here. You just get to assassinate them, which, boom, means they are off the board as long as they do not predict that you're going to G. This one is the computer hacker. So this one means that from now on, you will get to play 2 cards to predict where the other person is going. Now, this is incredibly powerful, so much powerful, though, that you only get to use it once. Once you have blocked someone from going to a spot, you no longer get to use that special ability, but you still get the spot, which is a good thing. We have the ninja, who can assassinate anyone around them. You have the grappler, who can switch spots with someone next to him. You got the pusher, which for some reason is a fire extinguisher, which means you get to push people around. There's a whole bunch of different specialists here. There's 8 of them. So, and each one does have their own distinctive feel, which is pretty stinking cool. So you're going to pick those 2, and maybe I get these 2 right here, and I decide, you know what, I want to assassinate people, so I've got my ninja star right there, and maybe they have the computer hacker right here, and now we are ready to go. So I go first, and I'm going to decide where I want to go, which means this person has to decide where they think I'm going to go. So, you know what, they're going to be obvious, and they're going to say, you know what, I think you're going to go right here because everybody likes to go to the middle spot. I mean, that's just the spot to go. Now me, knowing that he's probably going to block E means I'm not going to go to E, but then at the same time, I'm like, man, you know what? He thinks I'm going to go to E, but everybody thinks I'm going to go to E. So you know what? He probably played somewhere else thinking that I wouldn't go to E because E is the obvious spot to go. So, I'm going to go to E. And he's like, I blocked you. And you're like, crap. So that means your spy does not get to go there. Now, in the unfortunate circumstance that I had played my ninja there, say I played my ninja trying to assassinate this guy right here, my ninja is out of the game. My spy goes back to me into my pile because he's just, a nobody, he's a plebeian, but the ninja is out of the game. And that's the thing. Even if you do not use your specialist during the round, that specialist is still out of the game. They don't accumulate or anything like that. So he blocked me right there, and now he would get to go, and maybe I'll predict that he's going right here. He goes, he goes to F. I said, I went to C, so he gets to put his guy there. And we do this. We go back and forth until someone gets a tic-tac-toe, at which point they earn a diamond. Once that happens, whatever specialists were in use are now out of the game. You rinse, wash, and repeat. Flipping these back over, picking 2, choosing the one you want, making sure your opponent sees it, and then the first person to get 2 diamonds wins the game. That, in a nutshell, is how you're going to play Pocket Ops. Alright then, Pocket Ops from the Grand Gamers Guild. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, 2 players, restricted player count. But it's tic-tac-toe. I don't really know how you do it with 3 or more players. Also, biggest con that I have with this game, which isn't really a huge con, is that I wish there was a player aid card, even if there's just one that you put in the middle that shows you what all the different special abilities are, so that way you don't have to keep revisiting the rules to see what things do. Honestly, though, once you've probably played about 2 or 3 games of this, it's not going to be that big of a deal. But when you're first learning the game, it would be nice just to have that card in the middle so you can see exactly what your person does and exactly what your opponent's person does. But I digress. It's short, it's simple, it is a tic-tac-toe variant, so I would put this at the family weight complexity. I definitely think you could play this with a 7 or 8-year-old because I played this with some 7 and 8-year-olds. Any other cons that I have with the game, there's not really much theme at all, you're powering up something with a diamond to stop evil villains or destroy the world or something like that, but, it's a 20-minute game. Yeah, as long as you know that this is a super lightweight game that only plays 2 players and it's a tic-tac-toe variant, Pocket Ops is absolutely freaking fantastic. I love this game. I don't think it's a great game. I think it is a very great game that is going to go on my shelf and it's going to be in my collection for a very long time. So what do I like about Pocket Ops? First and foremost, easy to learn, easy to teach, incredibly easy to teach. It is a tic-tac-toe variant. I guarantee you just about any 7 or 8-year-old knows how to play tic-tac-toe, which means at that point, it just becomes explaining how each round you're going to try and predict where someone else is going to go and the special abilities in the game. And that's it. So it is a very approachable game for just about anybody, but at the same time, they put just enough into this game where you're trying to outthink, outsmart, outmaneuver your opponents that I absolutely enjoy playing this with adults as well. Now, another con that I have with this game is that if you are just better at games than someone else because of their age, you're most likely going to win on a routine basis. But still, I've had some kids surprise me and beat me from time to time. Sometimes just for playing incredibly sporadically where I can't guess where they're going to go, but still, I continue on. Yeah, I like the components. I like the special abilities. I like the fact that there's 8 different special abilities. There's a wide variety of special abilities. I like the fact that you and your opponent, while you do have the same special abilities, you're only going to see 3 of those abilities each game. That's it. And you might have this special ability, but your opponent is probably going to have a completely different special ability. I like the fact that you are pressured to use those because if you don't use them, it doesn't help you at all. In fact, you just lose them. So I do like that it pushes you to use those special abilities because in games, we want to use special abilities. And this game pushes us to do that. There's not really much to tell you here. It's incredibly light. It's incredibly simple. Easy to learn, easy to teach. I'm more than happy playing it with a 7-year-old or a 57-year-old. I'm going to enjoy it either way. I've probably played this about 20 times in the last week, and each time it has gone over well. I've taught I think 7 or 8 kids in my class. They have all just absolutely went nuts for this game. I hope in the future there's an expansion, even if it's just as simple as just giving us another, specialist or something like that. I'm perfectly fine with that. Just give me another specialist with a player aid card, and I'm all in on that. But in the end, Pocket Ops from the Grand Gamers Guild is fantastic. This is one of those hidden gems that flew under the radar for 2017, which I believe is when it came out. And wow, blown away by this game. Really enjoy this one. Pocket Ops. If you're looking for a 2-player game, check this one out. Light filler weight 2-player game. If you're looking for a family weight game and you got a kid who enjoys Tic-tac-toe, absolutely one I would recommend checking out as well. So Pocket Ops, going directly into my collection, going directly into my classroom, but even if I left my classroom, this one would still stay in my collection for a very, very long time. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know what is a very simple game that you would like a variant of, like a hardcore gamery variant of it. Wow, I have absolutely no clue. I would go with checkers, but worker placement checkers. Yeah, where you have to build an engine in order to power the movement of your checkers. So you're playing checkers, but at the same time, you have to power those checkers in order to move them by a worker placement mechanism. But adding to that, I wish there was some way that maybe your opponent could decide how much energy you need to use to move each of your checkers. So yeah, maybe you could move this checker back here, a checker in the back row that you don't really want to use, and that's really cheap to do that. But if you want to move one of these ones up front, you know, it's going to cost you a lot of money. So your opponent maybe could kind of trigger how much it costs for you to move each of your checkers. So each of your checkers maybe it could be, you know, lettered or something like that. I don't know how it would work out, but there we go. I just came up with a game completely off the top of my brain. So that's what my idea would be. What's your idea, though? Let me know. What would be a game, a very simple game, tic-tac-toe, checkers, chess maybe even, that you would like to see built into a super complex, you know, Euro or adult-style hobby game? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.